Life Unrehearsed, brought to you by Caregiver Crosswalk, Dementia Care Consulting. Never roam alone.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Life Unrehearsed. My name is Matt Del Vecchio, specializing in life transitions, downsizing in the senior living industry.
And I'm Corey Surratt, a clinical social worker and psychotherapist specializing in grief and loss.
Coming right up on the first half of today's show. Well, heading into 2021, gyms are still closed. How do we keep in shape? Well, we have fitness coach Phyllis to help us keep us in shape as we navigate this pandemic. Corey, Happy New Year.
Happy.
Thank you. And so anything special over this New Year's that was quite unique for all of us, I guess?
Well, I think unique is the word. Although the truth is, I think I've mentioned before, I was never a big New Year's Eve celebrator. So I was grateful to connect with friends of ours from out of town. Well, we had a couple of Zoom calls scheduled, and we saw even my daughter in Chicago. We saw friends of ours in Cape Cod, and then some friends in Montreal who all over Zoom, and that was what we did. And then, of course, we watched the peripheral ball drop in New York Square.
Yeah, that and pretty well the same for us. Pretty relaxed. We watched Bye Bye, the Quebec show. That was
okay.
It was quite good. And you know what we did? Stephanie and I and my daughter Lisa and her sister. We went to Jardin Botanique, the botanical gardens, which had a ton of walking paths. But
right.
You know, December 31st, not too many flowers at the botanical gardens.
That's right.
But you know what? There were a lot of people a lot of people walking around. So we ended up doing that, and of course we did the Netflix thing. And I caught along. You know me, I'm a hockey guy, so I watched some of the World Junior Championships.
Right.
So, all right. Now, after all that eating and drinking and in-home festivities, we're really going to want to hear from Phyllis.
That's right. More
shape.
so.
What do we have coming up on the second half?
On the second half, we have Nick Katalifos. Is that how you pronounce his name?
We're going to go with Katalifos.
Nick Katalifos, who's going to join us and talk about some unique programs that help children and young adults with special needs integrate into the workforce. So that's coming up after the 4:30 news.
Yeah, I can't wait to have Nick. Such an amazing man.
And now we're going to go right back into the show. So we are very excited to have on the lines with us Phyllis Frost. Phyllis is a personal trainer, fitness and nutrition coach, and author of Fit Body by Phil, the S in quotations component, 6 weeks to your best body transformation program. For over 38 years, and you'd never know this by looking at her, Phyllis has been in the fitness industry, working with adults and children. She works one-to-one on group and does group training, and I know that personally because I do her group training, and she offers also great nutritional support. Welcome back to Life Unrehearsed, Phyllis.
Hi, Cor. Hi, Matt. Happy, healthy New Year, you guys.
You too, Phyllis.
Thanks so much. Okay, Phyllis, I think we need to start with a very basic question about motivation.
Right.
There's a lot of people that they might think they want to work out, but they aren't motivated. So how do you motivate someone who hates working out?
Yeah. Well, not everybody loves it. So people do it, they enjoy the after effect, but not everybody loves it. I have to say, many of my clients don't enjoy it, so how do you make it enjoyable? First of all, it's about finding what that person may like. Everybody likes something, hopefully, walking, running, biking, dancing, whether it's weights, whether it doesn't matter. I do an interview with people and I find out what they like, and then create something for them that they like, take baby steps, and slowly make it grow. I had that not that long ago. I have a 27-year-old client. She came to me, and I'm training her online. She lives out of town, and she was sitting in a chair. We started in that chair, and then I only want to work out in the chair. But after 2 weeks, we were standing up, and now she's jumping around, and she's moving all over the place. So I think what happens is it's baby steps. And then when you start and you see a little bit of result, a little bit of something spark, and you build on that. Now, if you don't have a trainer and it's, you can't go to somebody, what motivates, take a look. Go on the line, there's so many. I have an app. Everybody has an app. So you can always find something that you like to do and start small and take baby steps. Because to go from zero to working out 5 days a week for an hour a day, most people will not succeed on that.
So true, Phyllis. It's you have to find what you like. You said, you have to find that motivation. Everyone's motivated the first week of January, right?
Of
but
course.
the first week of January ends, and everyone, I don't know what the stats are, but it drastically falls off by the end of the month. But I want to just talk about what you just mentioned. Everyone, due to the pandemics, particularly those in your industry, have now had to go online. Now it seems we've gone from a couple of choices to an overwhelming number of online options, including yourself, Phyllis. So, what should people look for when they want to be able to exercise online?
Well, I think it's the same thing you look at when you're hiring a trainer or any fitness professional. Check out the credibility of the company or the person. Check their, look, do they have a LinkedIn? Do they have a profile? Do they have recommendations? Who are they? Are they accredited? You want to know who that person is. And then there's so many options online, so many.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. We're talking to fitness trainer Phyllis Frost, and she is giving us some very, very important advice about, right now we're talking about online training. So you're saying we need to understand, I certainly did not know the difference between, and I work out, but CrossFit, Tabata, boot camp, these were all what's the difference, Phyllis?
It's just a matter of the way you're doing the exercise. So in a CrossFit, very often they go with heavy weights. They go with higher reps. It's more power. It's more of a power lifting, power type of a workout. It's not for everybody, but if you can do it, it's terrific. Tabata, as you know, Corey is one of my favorites because basic Tabata, it's 8 rounds of 20 seconds on and 10 seconds off. So you only have 10 seconds to recover. But if you take that one exercise, let's say a squat, and you're doing 10 of them, by the time you've done those 8 rounds, you've done 80 squats. So it's very good for getting your cardio up, for your heart rate. It's more of a HIIT thing, high intensity interval training. And then boot camp is boot camp. Boot camp is burpees and the way it's done is very often more in like 30 seconds or 45 seconds or a minute intervals. And either you go through a series of exercises and you go through it once or twice, or that's sort of boot camp is more army training. Boot camp. Kettlebells and ropes and, like that kind of.
Corey, I'm listening to Phyllis talking about Tabata. I think I qualify for the couch potato Tabata. 20 seconds of one channel, 10 seconds switching it to the other channel.
Right.
But you're right. There's so many different versions, Phyllis, and it has to match the individual. And talking about individuals, now everyone's at home. We tend to have to find a way to work out on our own. Some people, though, are motivated by working out with someone else, and that might involve now going for a walk outside. What do you suggest? Is there a preference over one over the other to be the most effective?
No, I think it depends on the person. I had a client, I was training her. They were a team at home before the pandemic. She's on her own online now, and she's grown like tenfold. Because it's focused, because there's no one to talk to. I honestly see amazing results with my clients online. I did this before the pandemic, and this just sort of like, it was an easy transition for me. Some people didn't want to do it, but they're like, wow, this is great. Super convenient. You don't have to go out. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't need much. You don't need any equipment if you don't have any. And there's like no excuse because you can do a workout that could do 30 minutes or 20 minutes 3 to 4 times a week if you work hard. And that could be enough.
So what you're saying is very important because I think I want to go back to even the motivation piece around it was, for me, I wasn't motivated to work out online, but I have by choice of the fact that the gym's closed, I had no choice. And you have made it really very motivating. And even the other people on the call with me it's fun. It actually became fun. We want to know what the biggest myth about working out is, but we've got to take a traffic break. So we're going to head to the CJD traffic center with...
I'm going to give you...
Phyllis, we got to go for her traffic break.
Life Unrehearsed, brought to you by Leanna Senior Transition Support, specialists in downsizing and seniors residences.
Corey, bring you back a few years.
Yes.
You're listening to Life Unrehearsed. Matt Del Vecchio here, along with Corey Sirota, and we're talking to certified personal trainer and fitness coach Phyllis Frost about staying fit during a pandemic, and throw in New Year's Eve, trying to keep our New Year's resolutions intact. And Phyllis, thanks for joining us today. And just before we went out to traffic, we wanted to ask you, what is the biggest myth about working out?
There's a few, but I'm going to give you the best, like the one that I get the most, okay? You can target your fat burn. You cannot target your fat burn. You could target your muscle growth, but you can't say, I want to lose weight here on my thighs. Your body, when you lose weight, your body will let go of the fat as it lets it go, but you cannot target fat burn.
So, Phyllis, if I gain weight on my stomach, do I then lose weight on my stomach?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna gain weight, and let's say you put on 2 inches around your middle and sugar and whatever, when you go into a caloric deficit and you lose that weight, then the fat will go away, right? You lean out, and when you're working out, your metabolism speeds up, so it helps you to burn fat faster than just dieting alone.
It makes a lot of sense, for sure. And you know, we talked a little bit about it, and now that more and more people are at home, Phyllis, we get into a bit of an equipment issue. Some people are armed with equipment. A lot of people are buying treadmills and ellipticals, and it's even hard to get stock of those. But what if you don't have any equipment? I don't think that's an excuse anymore, is it?
Oh, absolutely not. You just grab a towel. Ask Corey.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Grab
She does
a towel.
an entire workout with a towel.
You could not even work that hard with your dumbbells, because what you're doing is you're holding a towel. Like, for example, if you hold your arm straight out in front of you and you pull that towel with your right and left hand, pull tightly. So you're going to feel it in your shoulders, your triceps, and then we're going to go do movement with that. So you're having almost a tug of war with yourself. So if it's not hard, it means you're not putting enough effort into it, which is so great, because it fires your muscles differently. Because when you're holding a dumbbell, you don't have that same constant tension, right? Whereas if you let it go with a towel, it is constant. It targets your entire arm and then your chest or your back or whatever exercise you take it into. But the towel, you could use a towel and a face cloth. That's all you need.
Face cloth for what?
So again, if you go into like a straight arm plank position, where you're, a men's push-up position, and if you were to put a face cloth under each foot, and then you can slide, you can open the right foot and then the left foot alternately. Or you pull your knees in. You can take it into, there's a million exercises. If you go onto Instagram, onto Fit Coach Philly, Philly, I have a bunch of workouts there. They're 20-minute workouts, and with a towel, and it's really, really effective. I've had weightlifters use it because there's no limit. You're pulling. It's intense.
Yeah, I know, having this, it really is. Okay, so talking about using, we can use our own do-it-yourself equipment at home. How often
100%.
should someone be working out?
4 times a week. I'd say, I'm not going to say every day. Some people like to do it. I don't. Even when I trained at my peak, I always took a day off. You have to let your body rest and recoup. But I would say, to keep it reasonable, 4 times a week, a half an hour to an hour each time, whether it's you do, let's say, a workout and then you go for a walk. But you want to try to get, 4 times a week. If you can't, 3 times a week. But I wouldn't go much lower than that. You want to really make this a lifestyle and have real benefit from it. Twice a week, I would say 3 times a week is the minimum.
And like you say, Phyllis, it is a commitment. You've got to be dedicated. And you're listening to Life Unrehearsed here with Corey and Matt, and we're talking with certified personal trainer, fitness coach Phyllis Frost, giving some great advice and at the heart of it, trying to keep us motivated to be able to find simplistic ways of getting in shape. Corey, I keep talking about those who are dog owners. Even getting outside. Pets have been a real blessing, just getting out there. But Phyllis, I've been dying to ask you. I'll never forget the time I was at a gym and the fitness trainer, I was on a whole program and super motivated, and kind of put me in my place by saying, you know what, Matt, I don't care what you do in the gym. It's your food intake that's going to be the real difference maker in terms of your fitness. Now, can you explain, the difference between food intake and exercise and how they are related?
Okay. 80% of the equation in fitness is nutrition, and 20% is exercise. And of that 20%, it's obviously you want to give yourself, between 75 and 85% of, all out, right, of your effort. You can't out-train a bad diet. You can't. You can't. You can. I used to be a runner. Many in my younger days, my early 20s, I was a runner. And we'd come back after a 15-mile run on Sunday, and we'd eat bagels and Danish, and I wasn't losing weight. And I was running 60 miles a week. The minute I cut out all the sugars and whatever, it came right off. So it's really important. You have to watch your sugars. You have to watch the white breads, the white rice, all that white stuff. It's tough during pandemic. I mean, a lot of people have put on weight. Some people have gone the other way. I have a friend who started running and started swimming, and she's gotten into great shape in the last 8-9 months. So everyone goes differently, but the food is huge. You want to stick to fresh vegetables and fruits and whole grain choices. Always look at whatever you buy to see what the portion is and stick to that portion. So if you don't know, check the side of the box. It'll tell you 10 crackers, 10, there's no way that you couldn't know if you want to know. And it's about being mindful, thinking before you eat that, take a choice and say, is this going to serve my body well? And if you say, no, but I don't care anyways,
right.
That's okay. But then don't be upset if the scale doesn't, if you don't feel or you're not getting the results that you want to get. And I'm not saying it's a life of sacrifice. I'm just saying, be moderate and be more mindful that 90% of the time you're eating well.
So, Phyllis, tell me one more thing about diet. Water?
Huge. You cannot lose body weight. You cannot properly burn fat without drinking water. And you should be drinking 8 to 10 glasses a day, which isn't that much, really. It really isn't. If you're drinking those 2-liter little water bottle size, or we use those Costco ones, it's like 3 cups or something. It's like 2-3 of those. We have to keep drinking to stay hydrated for your skin in the winter. We're all worried, aging. Well, drink water. We have to be hydrated. It's really important. You cannot I guess some people could lose weight no matter what. Most people that I saw in the past, that in my experience, I would take a look at their water consumption and they were totally dehydrated. 1 to 2 glasses of water a day. I could drink coffee, I drink this, I drink that. Coffee is dehydrating and it depletes your iron. So it's not something that, you enjoy your coffee, but you want to be drinking more water.
Phyllis, always wonderful to have you on with some great words of advice, especially this time of year where we need that extra kick in the pants to get us going. Well, thank you very much, Phyllis. How can people get a hold of you?
Sure. You can find me on Instagram. It's Fit Coach Philly, Philly. You can find me on Facebook, Phyllis Frost Certified Trainer. And my email is fitbodybyphil, PHYL, @gmail.com. And I just want to tell everybody, hang in there. I know it's tough. Exercise is so important now just to keep you a little bit sane and to help with your serotonin and endorphin levels. So try to do something every day to take care of yourself.
All right, Phyllis, thank you so very much. We appreciate it. That's certified personal trainer and fitness coach Phyllis Frost. Now, Corey, what do we have coming up on the second half?
Coming up on Life on Rehearse, Nick Catalifos joins us to talk about some unique programs to help children and young adults with special needs integrate into the workforce. That's coming up after the 4:30 news.